I would want to encourage our best teachers to go to the most difficult schools. When you do that, you've raised the level of education. I'd also want to find out what we would need to help those schools, and I would provide them with whatever their needs would be. I think I taught at Harding, Olympic, and West Mecklenburg. Those were not high-performing schools at the time, and it was difficult getting to those students. It's part of the testing problems that I had, that I looked at these testing for performance thing, is that no one looks at the home life. And that's why the schools, and I said this yesterday at a debate, nothing touches more people in government than education. We've got to bring the support of the public into those schools. Out of 1 million people, we should be able to get 5,000 people to donate 2,000 hours, 2 hours a month to schools and helping those schools. I tutor, and I'd go into a school, and I relayed this story. I helped a kid who hated math, but I found out he was at a low performance school. I found out he loved basketball, but he didn't understand the figures of basketball, why Larry Johnson scored the way he did or how he did it. So I gave him an algebra problem, A plus B equals C. I said, if C equals 33, what did A and B equal? And we figured out that that's what Larry Johnson had, 10 three-pointers and 3 free throws. And guess what? All of a sudden, he loves math. He's now at North Carolina Central University studying math. So the public's got to help. The school board's got to help, and we've got to go into these schools and make sure that we provide them with the tools necessary for them to achieve these goals.
The question was, do you support weighted student staffing formula? And then, you know, how, I mean, I think what you talked a lot about, the community, right, you know, helping to provide, to fill in some of these inequities, that's certainly important. But the issue is what you specifically have to control. Do you support weighted student staffing, and what else would you do in terms of,
yes, I do,
distribution of resources?
Okay, I thought I made it clear. I apologize then. I support anything that would go into these schools to help these students, raising the standards, increasing the number of teachers and number of assistants that could help these students out. Getting, and again I say it, the school board can't do it by itself. We got to have community support. But whatever resources we can provide, if I know that 72% from a school or 80% are going to a college, and we know that those students are being, then we need to go to that school that's having the problem that only 20% are to lift that number. So we have to provide. That's being fair, that's being right, and that's being educating.
So what are some of the things you would provide in that school?
Well, I would provide, one of the things I would increase, and I know people think that this isn't education, but I'd increase counseling so that students have some place to go to talk about their situation at home, talk about their issues. I would increase the number of teacher assistants. I would increase the number, I would move better qualified, better teachers to those schools and encourage them to participate, even if it meant paying them higher salaries to go into these schools. Taking our better educators, the administrators, into these schools. You've got to raise the level, and that's how you do it.
And would you require them to move, or would you, how would you say you would move them? I
would move them with one way is you offer the carrot. If that doesn't work, then you have to look at the stick and offer them a little bit more money and stuff like that, and say, we need you here. Encourage them. Teachers, the thing I look at about teachers is they're professionals, and they want to achieve goals. And if they know that they could achieve better by helping a school that is having difficulty, and that raises their level, that's something they can look to as an accomplishment. So I think I look at using that as a way of helping teachers make that decision and go into those classrooms.